I'm doing this live from a hotel. So welcome, and to today's topic. Today we're going to be talking about, are you in tune with your biorhythm? Now, do any of you, I'm happy to wait a few minutes to see if there's anybody that's going to be coming on. As you know, I don't really give pre-notice before I come on live, but I felt pulled to come on live because when I stop and think of the progression with illnesses that people make, I have my own personal journey as well of where they started off to when they finished, or to the peak, basically, right? The state of their peak of health. What is it that exactly went on during that time? Like, what are the main points that people have really held on to, that have helped them to navigate through the illness, that has helped them to navigate through whatever limiting belief was actually in their subconscious that was affecting the quality of their life and their health? So that's a really good question. And so just excuse like all the movement in the background, but I'm just going to continue on doing the live. There might be people coming on, there might not be people on. I just want you to say, I want you to put, please, if you could, hashtag live if you're watching the live, then hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. So just excuse all the noises in the background. So what I want to bring to you today is, first of all, asking you if you know what the biorhythm is. Say hi when you come on. Excuse me. So biorhythm. Now the biorhythm, I don't know who's come on, but that's fine. Don't be shy to to engage as well. So basically today's video, I'm going to share with you a little bit of what I know of why it's important to have a biorhythm with your body, and how that can also support you with reaching your center, so that you can operate in the utmost of your potential in your life. Okay, so that means you can operate in the utmost of your potential, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in your business life as well. Because obviously, when we're healthy, the effects that our health has in our personal and career and our business life is huge. It's like honestly huge. So the biorhythm means that there's a clock. Your body has a clock, right? So just to get straight into it, it's important that your body must know when it needs to receive these messages, right? Of when they are, when it's ready to sleep, when it's ready to eat, when it's ready to sort of like wind down. Excuse me. It's a bit humid in New Zealand, so I think that's why my throat is a bit crackly. So when you're about to eat, when you're about to sleep, when you're about to drink, and when it's your winding down time, and when it's the time where you are most active and you are like using and releasing certain hormones, say like dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, all these feeling good hormones. So what happens is that when your body has a natural biorhythm, it naturally instinctively knows how to flow, right? How to be. Therefore, your body is not using up most of its energy to adjust. So a brief example I want to give you. Feel free, whoever's on, feel free to engage and to ask me any, to ask a question, or if you want to share some personal experience of what you know about your biorhythm, okay, of your body. So, for example, when I did my detox, right, and I was using some New Zealand flowers, and if you do want to know more about that, do get in contact with me. I'm happy to share more information about it. So it's a detox that you do for about 3 months. But the second time I did it for about 1 month. And what I realized was that having done it for 1 month, I had to stop because, when not everybody has to do detoxing phases for certain amounts of times, right? So some people need at least others. So what happens is that when my body got out of detoxing phase, it needed to readjust again, because during the detox phase, I was only having 2 meals in a day. So in order to go back into my natural biorhythm, I needed to readjust to having 3 meals a day instead of 2 meals a day. So what that caused was it caused a lot of like a drop in energy around about 11 or 12, right? So therefore, if I was very active in that time, like answering my phone calls, dealing with clients, during that time, I had to kind of like, it was a struggle because my body was using up that energy in order to readjust itself, right, to the new, to digesting the new food. So having a rhythmic biorhythm is important so that you can perform at the utmost of your ability, and because it helps you to arrange and to organize your day so that you are so that you can be most productive in exercises or doing certain things that are most important to you, that requires your most of your energy. So so that includes, so for example, sharing the biorhythm that I have now. I never really had a biorhythm because, not even when I don't even think I had a biorhythm, not even as a child, because my parents were working, they were business people, so they didn't really hold this biorhythm for themselves, and therefore they tried as much as they could, obviously, to apply it with the family, but it was very difficult when you, I don't know for a lot of you that know, but when you have a business, when you own a business, the hospitality industry, the hours are really upside down. When the body is it's the time that your body needs to wake up, and you need to start being of service during that time. So it's a bit complicated, and it really does stuff up with your body clock. So this is why a lot of people that would do work in the hospitality industry, they tend to have a lot of health problems, either whether it's overweight or insomnia, because the time that the body needs to like really fall asleep, it wakes up, and then you give it food the time that the body is not really prepared to digest the food, so it's a massive havoc, right? So I want to encourage you today to ask yourself, if you have a biorhythm with your body, if you respect the biorhythm that you, if you work in conjunction with it, if you're aware of how important it is for you to have a biorhythmic, right? A system that works for you. So, how many meals do you have in a day? Do you have your breakfast normally all at the same time? Do you skip your lunches? Are you very, do you need to eat at lunchtime? Otherwise, you don't have enough energy. So do you normally have your lunch at a particular time? And what about dinner? Do you skip your dinners, or do you have dinners at a particular time of the day? Do you exercise on certain times of your day? Do you have, what does your exercise regime look like? What does your winding down time look like? And what time of the day or the night do you find that the energy of your body goes down? And what time of the day or the night do you find that your energy actually increases? And what do you devote that time doing? Okay. So the reason I'm doing this video is the cause of it is just to help you to bring awareness with the way that you are kind of like structuring your day, and whether you are giving positive impulses to your body, right? So that you can flow with your, so that you can flow in your day, right? So that it doesn't become more exhausting. So it doesn't become more exhausting for you to do like the easy, like the natural things in your day, like exercising or eating, right? Things like that. So I guess this is all. For those of you that haven't been watching me for a while, my name is Vanessa Mariano, and I'm a healing activator, a passion and pleasure coach. And also what I want to share is that the kind of people that I work with and who I target to work with and to support are female leaders. So women that own their businesses, that are responsible. They have a lot of people that they do look after. whether it's in the business, what have you, but they tend to have lots of responsibilities. They tend to mount a lot of responsibility on their own shoulder because they feel like it's their responsibility to take care of everything. And if they let go of something, like everything would collapse. So I want to help you to break away those addictive patterns of behavior, those limiting beliefs, and also physical ailments and family dramas and all things that kind of move you out of your own body and your own self. So a lot of the women that do come with me to work with me, they are very reactive because their system overworked. So they're very reactive. They struggle with coming from a place of a space of peace. So what I do is I help you and I guide you through healing and meditation and guided healing to navigate through these emotions, right? And I help you to come back into your own, into yourself, right? And to really be present, to be very present. So a lot of people struggle to do that because there's just so much happening up in the head, like in the mind. There's so much mind activity that they struggle to really come back into their body and to listen to what is happening and what is going on, what their body is actually requiring of them. So, for example, I've had a left shoulder injury, and I believe that is always a part of the body that is always telling you what you need to do. So you could be doing certain exercises for so long, and then your body is, maybe a physical ailment comes up, shows up, and then, it's your responsibility. Responsibility to really tune into that, and then to know when it's time to make a change, or to maybe to just give it a break, and then and then start again. So, I'm happy to give examples if you do want an example. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue. Hi, Heather. Thanks for joining. So basically, your body's continuously communicating to you, and this brings me to the topic of today, which is regarding our own biorhythm. If we are not in tune with our biorhythm, then it is most likely that our body illnesses is just going to continue to come through, and it's going to be very hard to kind of keep up to well-being, because it's very wise as soon as you do have like a physical ailment to actually get it, to tune into it and to understand what it is that your body's asking of you. Okay, you might have exaggerated doing something too much. Like a silly example would be, too much, like weightlifting, or maybe you're just giving too much and you're too focused on giving, but not on receiving. Therefore, that may come up as a form of physical ailment. So this is why it's important, like knees as well, the pelvic area. These are all very emotional areas of our body. So it's important that if anything does come up, that you actually, having a biorhythm, that you can, tune into what's going on, and then you can start to adjust, change, reach out to people that you can trust, somebody that can advise you well. I'll put my link so that you can get a hold of me. Should you choose, if you resonate with my energy, if you feel that you do need to kind of work on certain things energetically, I do recommend for you to reach out, because a lot of the times what we do, we just keep pushing, we keep grinding. And that's what we've been taught in society to do. A lot of fathers, my father personally, they kind of train you to grow up and to be in a certain way, and to operate more from a masculine side, right? But the purpose of this platform is to for all of us to, is to provide a platform of education, really, to learn about our own body, to learn about our body and our system, and about how our mind works, how our emotions work, and what kind of how our emotions influence us, right, on a physical level as well, so that we can live a better life, so that we have more of a quality life, so that we can be spending time doing things that we love, that we enjoy, as opposed to continuously grinding and doing things out of guilt. So therefore, we might continuously have, sore shoulders, or, like start developing thyroid problems and all these illnesses that can totally be avoided when you are very much in tune with your own body, and stuff what society says, and stuff what anybody's expectations are, and that they have of you. Because if we are not looking after our own body, if we are not able to tune into whatever our body needs, then how are we then able to love the people that mean the world to us, you know, the best way possible? How can we show up to the people that, you know, we care about the most? How can we show up with our clients if we are not taking care of our own self? So if we're not tuning into ourselves, we are unable to tune into what the people that we love are requiring, are needing. You know, because we all operate from our blind spot, but the powerhouse in opening up and trusting someone is, you know, to be able to be that mirror for them, you know, to hold that space for them. But if our nervous system, if our health is not in place, then we are no good to ourselves and we are no good for other people. So everything I'm kind of, and I'm sorry if I do come across as like a bit preachy, but you know, I just really share things from my own experiences as well. And what I see externally, the people that struggle the most are people that do not listen to their own biorhythm, that do not have a biorhythm, that do not have a system that works for them, where they just kind of allow their bodies to guide them. And that in turn has an effect on the health of your relationships and your, you know, your just your life in general as a whole. Okay, so if you do need support with this, if you do want some help, I just suggest for you to reach out and book a call with me. And that way we can have a discussion, or you can just go straight into the link and just book a session, a healing session with me for about an hour. So all of that is actually in the process of changing. So as you know, there's a membership coming up that is going to be 1 year. It's going to be a membership for a year. So a lot of you that know, I'm actually in the midst of writing a book. I'm still thinking of the name, but it's really based for women that I support now. So I'm calling it Feel to Heal, the Shoulder Woman. So I'm not sure whether, you know, the title of the book is kind of, you know, is going to be changing, but all my teachings you know, are going to be based on, it's an autobiography, but it's also based on self-development and it's like a self-help book. So everything that I've applied, everything that I've seen that helps, and I've also learned from the best sort out, you know, spiritual leaders, teachers out there in the world, but also with my own reflection. So everything is not just kind of taken from a book. Everything's actually written through my own experiences, and what it includes is it talks a lot about overcoming illnesses, sexual assault. It's kind of entwined with sexual assault, mental health, and also the woman that, these habits that we develop as young girls to carry everything on our shoulder, and how that affects the way that we hold the family in place. Like what kind of values we kind of pass on to future generation, to the next generation. So that's all in construction. There's going to be a membership that's going to be based on the topics of the book as well. And I don't know how long that's going to take before it's completed. But if you do want more information about that, I've decided to have it like a membership a year-long membership, because I recognize that, first of all, it's very hard for women to ask for help. Like one of the hardest things, right? So I know that I'm dealing with a niche that is, it's a challenge, because even with illness, like even with physical ailments and issues that show up, it's hard for many women to actually ask and to reach for help. So what the membership is going to be providing, it's going to be providing a platform, like a forum. It's going to be it's going to be that space for women to really come in and to support one another. There's going to be topics that are going to be brought up, they're going to be discussed, and there's going to be the things are going to be spread out so that you're not overwhelmed. Remember, the membership is all about connection. It's all about learning how to be vulnerable. So kind of like folding into our vulnerable self, getting the support that we need, having the space in order for us to open up and to really voice and articulate what it is that we are going through, and how to shift from different situations, and also to experience, like it's really experiential more than packing information. Okay, so it's really a platform that helps to build consciousness, awareness, and allow the transformation to kind of take place, but in a very gradual form. So that's what I wanted to share. Love now. If there's anything that you are that you feel that you want to bring up, do feel free to bring it up so that we can, yeah, just so we can have open discussions. Okay. Now, I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a chance to read through this post. I don't know whether anything has sparked up or triggered anything in you that you wanted to share with a group. Feel free to engage in my society within the group, with your personal experiences, with your personal perspectives. Gives a leeway for other women to get involved. And remember, the space is about just kind of learning and practicing self-expression, and developing and articulating a dialogue in certain areas of our life that we don't really take the time to articulate because of the demands, because of the expectations that are all externally. But we need to develop this time and this way of articulating this other world that is really pushed aside. Okay. So I'm going to give you a lot of love, and I'm going to see you again soon. I'm not sure when the next live will be, but I think there's a bit of homework now already that I've left on in the group for you to kind of like work on. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'm going to see you again soon. All the best.